So today's blog post is all about the glute max, very, very popular muscle in running, and everybody wants to know what is the best glute max exercise. And the answer to that is there is no correct glute max exercise or one glute max exercise, because it has such a variance in jobs. Okay, so it's working as your foot hits the floor, and that it's eccentrically loading the top part of it. The bottom half is actually contracting, and then as we push off our foot, then it starts to shorten as the hip comes through. Okay, so as our left leg, if we're talking about a right glute max here, as our left leg comes through, that's when it's beginning to shorten. Okay, and we know, and an Athletics Weekly article discussed this about the hip compression, decompression. So as our foot hits the floor, or as it passes our right foot, our right hip is decompressed. Okay, so that's very, very important stimulus to give your brain when you work the glute max muscle. And I'm going to show you a nice way that we do that now. Okay, so what we're going to do is just a single glute bridge. So a very, very popular muscle. So how we take this knowledge, okay, is we're just going to lie on our backs. Now we know if we want our glute max muscle to work efficiently in extension, so as we push through, what we're going to need is the hip and decompression. So keep your foot where it is. All I want you to do is reach your knee as far forward as you can. Okay, so that's going to automatically, by reaching my knee forward, that's going to tuck my tailbone under. Okay, and that's absolutely fine. Do not move the feet as well. Okay, so the feet stay pressed into the floor, the knee reaches forward, and then we can come up. Okay, now that's a far more effective stimulus to the brain than just coming up without the decompression in the hip muscles. Okay, so the same with the single leg variation. Our foot, the ball of the little toe and big toe have to be pressed into the floor in order to engage our glute max in the transverse plane as we push off. That's why these exercises where you're up on your heel, okay, very, very limited for runners if you're training glute max. So the ball of the big toe, little toe, heels on the floor. We're reaching our knee slightly forward, which is going to tuck our tailbone under, and then we're going to come up. And you should feel the glute max quite different, okay, than if you just do it without the decompression. Okay, the decompression is going to get that last little bit, that transverse plane fibers, as you push your foot off the floor and the whole bone twists. That's going to get that last little bit, and the little toe is very, very important for that as well, which we're going to discuss in a separate blog post in the coming weeks. So if you want to learn my cheat sheet, okay, there's a few more tips and tricks. If you want the one that I give to my clients, just sign up below, and I'll send that your way.